Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to Fresh on Clips. Let's get right into it. With the Clippers missing out on Kyrie Irving to the Mavericks in a package for Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, a first and multiple seconds, brings up the question, who's going to be the Clippers point guard after the deadline? The Clippers have shown a want and a need for a point guard based on what they offered for Kyrie Irving, which was a strong package, including Terrence Mann, Luke Kennard, one of Reggie Jackson, Robert Covington, or Marcus Morris, an unprotected first, and multiple pick swaps, as well as being involved in the sweepstakes for other guards. This brings up the question, who will be the Clippers point guard after the trade deadline? The first and best option, in my opinion, is Fred VanVleet of the Toronto Raptors. In this deal, the Raptors would receive Luke Kennard, John Wall, and a 2028 unprotected first-round pick in exchange for their point guard who's on an expiring deal. The Clippers would gain the true point guard that they need, who shoots the three ball at a high percentage and plays good defense. Fred is averaging 19.8 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, 6.5 assists, and 1.6 steals on the year. And in his last 10 is averaging 27 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. The Raptors receive a young top shooter in the league in Luke Kennard, a buyout candidate in John Wall, who if they keep, they have a team option for, meaning they could just let him go after the season, and an unprotected first to sweeten the deal. Kawhi Leonard has played with Fred VanVleet, so because of that, this deal seems like the top and most likely deal the Clippers would make. The second option is D'Angelo Russell. While D'Lo's not the defender Fred VanVleet is, he is just as good of a scorer, if not better. D'Lo's averaging 18.1 points, 3.1 rebounds, and 6.2 assists with a steal on the season, and has shown the upside and potential throughout his career, especially when he was an all-star with the Nets. In this deal, the Clippers gain another scorer and a true point guard to run the offense at the end of the games. The Wolves would be able to run Ant at the one without D'Lo, and would receive a young shooter and one of the best shooters in the game in Luke Kennard, Robert Covington, who's a 3-and-D wing, John Wall, who could be the backup point guard or a buyout candidate, as well as a second-round pick. While Kennard and Covington are great fits on the Clippers, the lack of use between the two by Ty Lue would send them out in exchange for that point guard Ty Lue's been wanting. This deal would also keep Minnesota in the playoff hunt by giving them two really good role players and one potential backup point guard who can play 15 minutes a game for them. The third option at point guard is longtime vet Mike Conley. The Jazz are clearly in a rebuild, so letting go of their point guard, who's making $22.6 million a year for the next 2 years, would for sure help them. Conley on the season is averaging 10.7 points, 2.5 boards, 7.6 assists, and a steal in a more limited role this season. Conley's a known playmaking point guard, and this presence would help the Clippers avoid blowing leads such as the one versus the Bucks, and would help slow the game down. The Jazz would receive an expiring deal in Reggie Jackson, another expiring deal in John Wall, as well as receiving a young, talented 19-year-old in Brandon Boston Jr. The reason the Clippers would trade Boston Jr. is because they don't have the minutes to give him in a win-now situation. The Jazz would also receive a second in the 2024 draft as well. The Clippers would receive Mike Conley, and as said before, a playmaking point guard. While Conley is the best playmaker of the three guards shown in this episode, he is also the oldest of the three by a good amount, which is why he isn't valued as much on the big board.
Bring it in. 5 seconds to go. Tie game. Seatbelts are fastened. Lou Williams for the win. Bingo!
Oh my goodness.
He got it! 1 second left. Clippers by 2.
The three for the tie. Oh my goodness!